Hi, this is Susan, and this is tutorial number 6 for WordPress. You'll see that we're on the plugins page, and in the past week, preparing for this next tutorial, I've upgraded the IT's blog to the most current version and installed a bunch of new plugins that I want to show you. So you'll see that we're on the plugins page, and some of the things that I have installed are dynamic widgets and Facebook like box and recent tweets and the social media widget, Tiny Mice Advanced. And we're going to go through each one of these. So let's start with going to the widgets page. And you'll see that when you install dynamic widgets, it puts all of your little widgets, each one of these, in a sidebar panel. But now you're going to have the ability to determine on what page each of these should appear. So you'll see that I have the social media and many of the other ones static, and for this purpose I changed the text that I'm using as a little announcement on the home page as dynamic, so that it only appears on the home page, and on all the other pages it's not going to appear. So let's look at the widgets. I'm going to load that, and you'll see here is sidebar 1, and it shows all the things that I've loaded in the sidebar from this side. And so the way that the dynamic widgets works once it's installed is you pick the one that you want to adjust. Let's say this one, and you'll see that now under each of them you have dynamic widgets, and before it said static, which meant that it would be on every single page. But I changed it to just being on the home page, so now it's dynamic. And we're going to click on that, and I'm going to show you. Okay, so when you click on it, you'll see that it opens the dynamic widget menu, and it says show widget to everybody, yes. And then I go down to the pages, and it will show all the pages that are on this site. Some of them are galleries. And you'll see that I only checked off the home page. And so I just save that. And you'll see it'll tell me that it's been saved, and that text is now only going to appear on the home page. And on every other page, it's going to go right from the social media widget down to the Facebook widget. Okay, so next we're going to talk about the social media widget. So once you install that, and it appears over here, and you click this open, and you'll see it gives you a full menu where you can pick what size icon you want, and all the empty spaces for you to type in your URLs for Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn, your email, YouTube, whatever you want, and then you just save it, and it will show up as the little icons with your address attached. Then this one is the Facebook like box widget, and you can open this up and you can put your URL in right here of your company Facebook page. And then you can actually change the size from the default so that if your sidebar is smaller than the default, which I think came in at like 285 or 275, something like that. I changed it to 225 so that it fits nicely in my sidebar. This is the header. So in other words, do you want it to say follow me on Facebook? You don't really need that if you're going to put this in. So and you can, change anything you want, standard buttons or color scheme, and then you just save that again, and then you have that. The same is here, recent tweets. It's very simple. You just put in what you want the headline to say, what your Twitter handle is, how many tweets you want to be shown, and save it. And let's see, next we're going to go over the gallery widget, which is pretty simple. It's just gallery, show thumbnails, and you can determine how many you want. It's always going to depend on how many galleries you have and what size those thumbnails should be to show all the galleries, and then you just save that. Next we're going to go to posts because I want to show you the plugin that I installed for it's called Tiny Mice. And actually let's go to Tiny Mice first. Once it's installed, you'll see under settings that you have Tiny Mice Advanced. And what this does is it activates a whole bunch of really cool added toolbar items that you wouldn't have had before. So now it gives you the font size, and you can put in all kinds of other things. Like for example, maybe I want this table in the future. Might want to put a table in. How about styles? Put styles in and try that out. Anyway, so you can play with this and add a few new things, and then you just save the changes. And then when you go into posts, and let's say we'll add a new post. It's now going to load all of those menu items. Check it out. So now we have styles, and we have font size, and let's say I want to put a table in. It'll now give me the option: columns, rows, cell padding. Okay, cell padding means, how many pixels do you want there to be like a safety area around, let's say if the picture or the text is in the center of that cell. So cell padding means giving it like a little extra space. What the alignment's going to be, no border, and we're going to make this table 650 pixels. We don't need to determine the height because the height will be determined by whatever we put in the boxes. And so we just say insert, and there we have a table. Now let's say we want to determine that the table, all the items we're going to put in here, instead of being flush left, we want them to be centered. So we click on this one, which determines the rows and the alignment. So we're going to say centered, and we're going to update that. See, now we can insert something that's centered. This is a test. And you'll see the table moves as I type in this is a test. And now, because the same thing is on the left and the right, it should be even. But you can always determine the cell size from left to right. (650 pixels), so let's make 325. And now each side will be 325, which is half. And let's use our new font styles. And make it 14 point. And make this one 14 point. And that's Tiny Mice.